This is everything Omen for the new Valorant map, Sunset. So this guide will be a little bit different because we'll be starting mid, since mid will be one of the most important portions of the map just because of the fast pacing and the compactness of Sunset. So starting attacker side at mid bottom, one of the most important smokes will be this one-way market smoke. The way to set it up is you put your smoke right on the little lip of this little grate here, so it'll look something like this. And what makes this smoke so good is that the tiles player here can clearly see into market, while the market players can't see anything here, and well, they can't see anything here. If your team is planning to go mid-top, then this is a very powerful smoke. Specifically, you want the smoke on the right side of the rivet, because what this smoke does is it makes it so that defenders can't play in this corner, which will make clearing the site just a little bit easier if you mess it up just a little bit. For example, if I put it on top of one of the letters here, what happens is the market players playing here can absolutely lay your tiles players up. Now, if your team instead wants to push into market, then you can smoke mid-top just like this, or you can smoke this too. However, if your team wants to push top, you can also employ the same rafter smoke here, so defenders can't play on this position. If your team is already pushed up mid-top, but you're scared of rotations from either B or A, then you can throw a smoke here if you're planning to go on A, a smoke here if you're planning to go to B. Now onto the TPs for bottom mid. The most powerful TP here is certainly going to be this one, which allows you to really easily clear rafters and also clear these guys over here. This TP is actually incredibly difficult to do with Omen because you have to expose yourself to these angles. The best way to do it is to actually do something like this. You're not exposed for very long, and then you can come up. Likewise, you can also come up here, which allows you to fight rafters. More importantly, if you look at these little rivets, if I shoot through them, they are perfect spots to be able to catch these guys standing here. Now, a little fun fact, you can make this jump. If you're proficient enough, you can simply just do it with your gun out and shoot them. This is a very tricky spot to play around, and a very powerful one indeed. Some other TPs you can do is obviously going to be this one. Once you come either over here or up top here, you can also throw a teleport up here. Now moving on to blinds. With the new patch to Omen's blind travel time, you can't actually affect how long the blind takes to travel by moving either backwards or forwards. This blind, a very classic blind, you can also do the same thing right here, and it will hit top here. Although be aware that these guys sitting here will not be blinded and will lay you out. Come over here. You can throw the same blind into top here. If you're starting tiles instead, one of the better blinds to throw is going to be this one right here, which not only will blind the mid-top players pushing out, but also the ones at the back. Now we're going to have combination moves on mid. We're going to have their first TP, right? And then a very powerful blind. It's going to be right here. You can peek out. Same thing can be done right up here. Up here after you've teleported there, and you can do the same blind here. That'll be it for attacker side mid. Now moving on to A side, there is a small, very situational one way. Just throw it there. Throw it there. That's good. That's good. We've got it on that lamp. And the thing with this angle is that once you come over here, as you can see, you can't see this staircase for the defenders here. However, if you're sitting right here, you can see these guys perfectly fine, and you can lay them out. A very, very situational angle, but an interesting one indeed. If our team is deciding to go main, we're going to want to throw a link smoke a little bit deep so that pop flashers will have a harder time being able to contest the area. And if we're going elbow, then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to throw a smoke for alley. Again, throw it deep. If your team is only going elbow, your smokes are going to look like this right there. The best plant spots in this map are going to be this spot right here. If we have CT at all, then this is extremely spammable. And over here, again, we can also spam this very easily, are able to spam this spot right here. And the other plant spot is going to be right here, because you're only exposed to this angle really. It makes it extremely easy to spam. Same with main. If we have the spike planted here, additionally, you can do that one. It's actually probably better at the first fourth, honestly. Yeah, it's better at the first fourth, and then we can just do our smoke will cover the plant spots. The same principle applies, put it at the first fourth, and then you can just see. Now for the TPs on attacker side, this allows you to see into elbow. You can also TP right up here for vision into link. Then we can TP into here if we want to contest link very aggressively. If we're going onto site, this is a pretty powerful TP just onto the back site here. Then we can clear parts of elbow and a lot of CT too. And then if we're coming elbow, the thing you're going to be doing, you're going to be coming up here after combining with a blind, or even just going behind it too, then playing behind this. You can even play on top of this box. And now we're moving on to the blinds for this agent. We have the blind to just hit anybody who's pushing out elbow. We have the blind to punish anyone coming out main. And we can do the same blind here. These blinds here are the most powerful blinds. In fact, you should probably stay behind for this blind because this blind is a very powerful blind. Of course, we have just an elbow blind here. We have this blind here, which is very powerful if your team is planning to come here. You can sit back here. You can throw this blind to hit back sight. You can have this spot. You can blind all of this if they're coming out CT. And lastly, you're gonna have a blind here. Be able to play sight. Main combination blinds. This one to clear back sight, and then you're gonna teleport up, or you can do the same thing. Teleport right up here, and then fight them here. Here we have a powerful combination blind covering this lane here. Then going on top of here, fighting whoever's out here and over here. Throw this blind to hit back sight. Teleport either back here and fight back there, or we can go up here and then be aware that people may be hiding back there. Moving on to B site attacker side. Alright, before I showcase anything, the best plant spots are going to be either here. Is very susceptible to a lot of angles. It's the more defaulty angle though. If you're playing back here, we lay this guy out. Here, we lay this guy out. If we're playing here, we absolutely lay this guy out. And our players from mid too, quite easy for them to get angles into here. But the best plant spot, if you have sight, is gonna be right here. But this is a great angle. This is a pretty good angle. This, again, amazing angle. In the case of mid, this, amazing angle. And this, again, amazing. The most important thing is obviously gonna be CT here, or Boba. If we just throw a normal smoke like that, just flush to the wall, as you can see, the problem is this player right here is gonna have a nice shot onto your head right here, here, and right here. If we instead throw the smoke right here on this little divot, on the little gray tile, it'll look like somewhat like this on the minimap. This side will match up to the middle of that. We throw that right there. It prevents information into there, and over here prevents information into there. Similar to the ascent smoke on mid, you have to throw it awkwardly to make it so that these players can't see you. They can just jump spot here, ping, and lay you out. So there is a way to prevent this from happening. You're gonna want to throw the smoke normally like you do there. Instead, you're gonna want to throw a smoke up here slightly to the left of the middle. That'll create this and this. And now, even if you're jumping here, you can't see, you can barely see anything. If you don't have any mid players, then you can throw a deep smoke like that. We have this smoke right here, which will cover all of this area. And this smoke is actually very precise. You're gonna want to put it basically in between these two indents right here. Oh my gosh, how am I going sideways mode? This side is gonna be barely touching this, and this side should be actually touching more of that. Throw that right there, and what happens is the player here can kind of almost see into main, but you can't see into sight at all. Player here, again, they can't see anything over here. So this is a great smoke if you don't have market control. Let's say your line here is too far up. There, what happens is, as you can see, the defender here can see a lot of main and even into sight. Or just throw either one of these smokes. This one should be further back, and this one should be a deeper smoke. We should never do both of these smokes because it's very important that we can take part of back sight. Both of these smokes will actually be bad because now we have given them this entire lane. And so that'll basically be all the smokes here, aside from this one way. If you're scared about rotators coming through, you can throw this one way, which is gonna look like this for attackers, and for the people who are rotating through, well, as you can see, they cannot see anything. How you put it is just right on top of this air cooling vent or whatever. And you could play here, you could play there, you could play over here. Now moving on to the TPs. Main TPs are gonna probably be just about here. Again, a good TP. It's always just gonna be back here so that they don't see our players cross this. and then we can go right into that divot right there. It's important that you don't have this at the top here because the CT players will be able to see you quite easily. You can do this so that you can clear CT first, like this. And say the only other good TPs are going to be onto this box from here and from here. And if we really want an off angle, we can also play this, and again, very good for the 2 plant spots here. Now for blinds, blinds really shine in B site because as you can see, a good blind right there. It's gonna hit all of that, and then the same thing can be applied to front sight on the left side, just right here. If we are coming through mid, we have very powerful blinds here. We can completely blind front sight, and we can completely blind back sight, like right here, which makes it very, very powerful. For blind TP combos, it's really all the same. It's just you do the normal blinds, you do the TPs, and then you play with that. And that's gonna be it for all the sites, except we haven't addressed one thing, which is gonna be our teleport here. Now, both of these teleports they're good. They allow you to pinch the site quickly. However, I personally like this teleport a lot. So you can come back here, you can clear all of these, teleport into here, pass the people in CT here, then play here, pinching link with your teammates, or you can just come mid and then pinch mid with your teammates too. Additionally, this box is absolutely like incarnate to play around. So once we've cleared this, right, you can simply teleport on the top, and the thing is, this is hard to shoot because half of your body is completely blocked off by this thing, man. You can play here, right? And the thing about this is, if you're doing this, like, this is terrible. Your head's not there for them. Your head's just not there, and this even blocks part of your body too. And again, you could go over here and play this, and then come up top and get some free picks and even pinch the site with your teammate. Now, let's say we took the TP here, and instead we're coming around here. Come over here, and you can teleport right there. Keep yourself safe from anybody spotting CT. And you can fight mid, or you can just run in CT and then fight CT. A little bit more unconventional teleports here. One and that one right there. I mean, I bet you can see the value. It makes pinching A even faster. Over here, right on this box specifically, it's actually hard to hit. It's just if you come up here, CT players can definitely spot you. But if you're sitting right here, it's a little bit more difficult for them to see you. And you can clear CT like this and then lay them out, or you can just start moving middle. It's so stupid. It's like right here. It's right here, right? The main point of this is that you're gonna be wanting to clear this side, and then you're gonna be wanting to come mid super quickly to pinch with your teammates, right? Additionally, you could go here and here, but quite easy to spot you from those spots. Now moving on to defender-sided smokes for mid. Our defenders start right here, and one of the most powerful smokes for mid to stop any pushes is going to be this one right here. What you do is you just put it right on top of this little air vent here. It's not very hard. That lets us lay them out here, it doesn't matter. Let's see the attacker's POV on this smoke here. As you can see, it makes it super uncomfortable to push out here. And certainly, they're not clearing this until they go all the way out here. The only thing you have to worry about is the tiles player. I mean, of course, you could just do a normal smoke like this. Completely blocks the problem of the tiles player. And of course, we can smoke tiles like this to also have some more space. Then if the attacker team wants to push through mid here into market, we can show a one-way. However, this one-way will be a little bit different and will be actually on the top here. This is specifically if they want to come into market, they will have to walk through this smoke, and it's hell for them, right? However, this allows us to still see down here for any tiles players. This is important to do at the top when you are defending, and important to do at the bottom right here when you're attacking. Get that in your mind, capiche? And maybe this one if you feel audacious. Moving on to the TPs for Omen, one of the best ones is going to be either right here, which can of course play these disgusting angles, or even better yet, right here, and you can play up here. The best part about this is that their crosshair is so weird. Best part about this angle, the moment anything happens, boom, back in the cover. You can even do this. You can even just drop down here and play here. Such an extremely powerful part of mid for you to control. Market TPs, it's mostly just gonna be this. Now for the blinds, this tiles blind is certainly not bad to be able to blind anybody coming up while your teammates are coming here. If you're playing over here, then you can blind this side if they're pushing this side, and you can also blind the other side. However, your blind's probably going to be best used for something like this, because this completely blocks all of front sight. It even gets the player playing right here and the guy playing tiles. You can also do the same sort of thing from here. Alternatively, we can throw a blind right there. Now, blind TP combos. We do this. We go up here, we lay them out. You get the prime time opportunity to come around here, and you get to blind this, teleport up here, and they will be stuck in the middle there. Now, moving on to A-site defender side, if our team wants to push up quickly, we're going to be throwing a deep smoke like this, preventing the pop flashes from happening too quickly. If they're pushing elbow and you really want a smoke on elbow, then you can do this one. Again, make sure to throw it deep. Same thing here. Again, make sure to throw it deep. And the same thing here also applies. Again, make sure to throw it deep. Now, if you're playing main, you can have either a one-way setup where the player playing here has a little bit of advantage against you. You're gonna swing out into here. Like, you can't see this. You can't see this if you're coming here. But you could also just do this. It's pretty effective too. And there's one more here, which is if you really need to control sight, and let's say they've already come through link. Okay, now onto the TPs for defender side. Starting off, we have this TP. I mean, it's kind of not that important. You also have a TP up into here early on, and then you can take this angle early on. You go out here, wait for this guy's head to show up right here. And certainly one of the more powerful angles for you is going to be taking this angle. You can be in multiple positions. You could go here, here, even here. Onto the blinds for Omen. So if we're back here, you can throw a blind there. If they're pushing into link, same thing applies over here. Same thing applies over here. If we really want to hold this choke point, do the same thing over here, and it's even better over here because we can take even more of the sight. And elbow, a contender for doing this. One of the more powerful ones you're going to keep is going to be right here. This is a very important one. They got on sight. You throw this one. Same with this. This is just as effective. If we don't have control over elbow and we want to blind elbow, this is just as effective too. Those three blinds, very important. Now, the blind TP combos, this, if they're pushing up, teleport up. If they're also pushing in main, you can do this. You can TP up. Another one is going to be coming up here. And we're very confident in ourselves. We can come up here. And the same thing goes with the boxes there. You can come there. You can teleport behind the boxes or on top of the boxes. And then we can shoot them out. Now, lastly, the B-side smokes. There are very few here. But there is one way here if you really want to fight for territory here. But the thing is, the attackers are already going to be out here. But to make the smoke really shine, what you have to do is you have to throw a blind and then a teleport. Now, ideally, you want to teleport on top. They can't run back because now you just hold here, and the attackers, well, they can't see anything here. They can't see anything, like, at all. The main smoke is just gonna be this one right here. Again, make sure to keep this one kind of deep. I even did it badly. It should be deeper than this. However, do be aware that this guy playing here is going to be able to do nasty things to you. If they're coming through market, then you can throw this smoke, of course. And if they're coming on site and you're not confident in your ability to keep sight, then you can throw these two smokes if you have two smokes left, to be able to keep back sight. In fact, this smoke on the bottom one is actually a good smoke because then you can kind of get some headshot angles here. While this guy, he can't really see the guy up here. Never only throw one of the smokes, because if you throw one of the smokes, guess what? They can just come around the other side. Now, moving on to defender side blinds. This is where the blinds really shine. So, boom, like that, or like this. It's a great blind for main if they're pushing into main. Again, same concept applies to here. We can also come over here. If they're coming up market, then we can throw a blind into here, or even do it here. Doesn't really matter. And mainly, you want to stay market as Omen because your blinds are going to be very, very powerful for this and this. These are going to be the super powerful blinds that'll blind all of either front sight or back sight. You can even play this too to hold part of front sight. I didn't go over TPs first because the TPs here are very lackluster. First off, we can start like this, and we can have this off angle here. A good TP maybe if you're stuck on sight, and boom, come right here. You're over here, you want to help more. Come over here like that, right? Good TP. It's up here. You can even play a rat angle here, but I mean, people probably will check that. Really, the only TP combo is the one that I've shown you up here already. Yes, you could do something like this and then TP onto boxes here. That'll be it for all the sites. And of course, we still have to review our teleport here. So our teleport can go here. You can come around here quickly, come around here quickly, come around here quickly. You can also, of course, do the same thing right on here. Now for some different TPs, a little bit more niche, it's gonna be like right here, right? This is going into A faster, right? If we already cleared it out, we can kind of just TP back at this. It's annoying for them. Now, we can fight tiles, or we can even come up here and then fight people up here, either front side or back side market. So you sit right here, come up there, come up there like that, right? If you're on the other side of the map, for example. Just don't really see too much potential in the Omen TP for defense especially. Well, thanks for watching, and goodbye.